Hi dear listeners, this is VJ and you're listening to second episode of The Conch. I'm afraid to say that my podcasting partner Pragna will not be joining us today. Though she is not making for today's podcast, I'm glad that she is there behind me helping with her extensive research and brainstorm for today's podcast. Nowadays, we are seeing a lot of anti-Chinese wave across our nation. So, Pragna and I thought of studying on this issue from the perspective of whether India is really prepared to take this wave seriously into action. If so, what are the possible solutions? India is angry after border clash on 15 June between India and China troops at Galwan. Across the country, there are calls to boycott Chinese products and hard bilateral trade, and people burning Chinese appliances and goods. And even Central Union Minister wanted a ban on Chinese restaurants selling Chinese food. WhatsApp and other social media forwards further fuel this sentiment. By the way, how many of us know that China is India's second largest trade partner, but India is one of China's smallest partner? 2 years ago, China has become India's second biggest trading partner, which accounts for 10.6% of our trade. Together with Hong Kong, it actually is our largest trading partner with a wide margin. India accounts for only 2.1% of Chinese trade and is in 12th place based on figures in 2019. Therefore, a trade war will hurt India much more than China. To get into much details, Pragya and I decided to take this podcast in Q&A format from a common man perspective. And we did some web research on many authentic articles and analytics available online like The Hindu, The Business Line, Times of India and The Economic Times. I'm sure that many of us have a question. Could boycotting Chinese products hit India's trade in a big way? In a way, yes. According to United Nations Conference on Trade and Development data for 2019, 15.3% of India's imports are from China and 5.1% of India's exports go to China. Despite the huge trade imbalance, it is difficult to say whether Chinese imports harm India. Since, for instance, China's chemicals are used to manufacture drugs, which are exported to other countries as well. Like many of you, even I have the question, can China feel the pain of India's boycott? No. As China being the world's factory, it is among the largest trade partner of almost all countries. India has only a small share in its exports and imports, so its boycott will not hurt China much. A very significant question that most of us should know is that could India lose out on Chinese investments? Definitely yes. Chinese investment in India has been increasingly steadily over the past 2 decades. The number of Chinese companies investing in India increased from 21 in 2010 to 48 in 2019. According to a report of fdmarkets.com, which tracks cross-border FDI investments, some 225 Chinese companies have invested in India between 2003 and 2020. The Chinese telecom industry in particular has a large presence in India. Huawei and Xiaomi currently have a highest number of projects operating in India at 13 each. ZTE and Vivo each have 5 ongoing projects. Many of us have a common question. Is it true that Chinese have a major stake in Indian companies? Yes, India and China have also become increasingly integrated in recent years, particularly after 2014. Chinese money, for instance, has penetrated India's technology sector. Companies like Alibaba, Tencent, Hillhouse have $25 million to $500 million in companies like Zomato, Swiggy, Paytm, Ola, Oyo, Byju's, and Policy Bazaar, etc. This has led to Chinese giants deeply embedded themselves in India's socio-economic and technology ecosystem. There have been more than 90 Chinese investors in Indian startups, most of them made over the past 5 years. 18 out of 30 Indian tech startups valued at over $1 billion have Chinese investors. Some might say pointing out at the problem is that what anybody can do. But how about finding the solution for the problem? Dear listeners, this is the Conch. And definitely we have the solution, and the solution we provide is the change. Yes, there should be a sense of change that has to happen from all directions. And they are Change from the government. There is a saying, vision without implementation is daydreaming. On 24th September 2014, when Prime Minister of India started his brainchild Make in India, it started with a huge hype and expectations and with three main objectives. To increase the manufacturing sector's growth rate to 12% to 14% per annum, to create 100 million additional manufacturing jobs in economy by 2022, to ensure that the manufacturing sector's contribution to GDP is increased to 25% by 2022, which later changed to 2025. Not even one of these parameters are tried to meet. And in addition, later on 12th May 2020, Prime Minister of India again announced his old wine in a new bottle concept, Atmanirbhar Bharat, with similar objectives. Huge and prestigious projects like Delhi Meerut Regional Rapid Transit System project was given to China in 2017, and you don't believe foundation stone was laid by Mr. Narendra Modi in June 2019, which is 4 years after announcing Make in India. If the current government really want to think on the lines of development and being self-reliant, it should keep its ego aside and take inputs from RSS affiliate like Swadeshi Jagran Manch, which proposed one shot three birds concept. So, the current government, instead of wasting millions of money on advertising, body shopping, and collapsing state governments on the name of saffronization, should seriously focus on investing and encouraging by giving subsidies to agriculture and cottage industries like agri products, organic products, and should learn from China in developing technical skills to household to assemble mini industrial products like electric shavers, blenders, and mobile phones, etc. It would also be so foolish to blame the government alone in these such issues. The change should also start from the people. Banning the Chinese apps and raising anti Chinese slogans is not patriotism. The real patriotism is having a sense of self belongingness towards the nation. People should also show interest in looking for Indian products and have respect for locally manufactured products like buying of handcrafts and handmade products. Also, while buying electronics, should have the sense of looking on the back of the product that where is it manufactured and look for other Indian made or non-China manufactured alternatives if possible. Throwing all the Chinese manufactured products at home to the bin and buying the new one is practically impossible and stupid act. At least from now on, we should have the sense of knowing where the product is from. If we do so, maybe over a decade, we might be using all the products at home which are non Chinese. One should not forget that Rome was not built in a day. Nowadays, we are seeing a lot of religious gurus preaching and enlightening rebellious Hindu philosophy to the masses, which is a welcome change. But they are also used as advertisers for some political figures, which is unnecessary. Instead of using religious speeches for blowing trumpets for the political leaders, with the help of media, they can also be used for advertising useful concepts like Make in India or Atmanirbhar Bharat. I am sure that would trigger a huge response from the public with free of cost. Jai Hind. Okay, listeners, with this we are near to episode closure. Stay tuned to our podcast for more informative discussions. Please keep listening and share if you like. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.